But away, it is what it is, bro.
It is what it is. Some lose some, man.
Speaking of that, bro, last week, my man, we need to explain to people what really happened, bro.
So you go in, bro.
Bruh, the humidity is like the humidity, bruh, like.
First is always what really happened, bruh.
Nah, man. Nah. The footage, man. Like we recorded it, we recorded and then.
Look, it didn't corrupt, it's just the angles is off.
But that is corrupted footage,
yeah,
regardless of what they wanted, and it was like the things that were just happening that day, man. It wasn't just clicking, right? But even though like we made a way, you know, always not our proudest moments, but like something had to come out, man.
And it was hot, man.
Oh, the humidity.
Oh, yeah. It was hot, man.
Nah, I'm filled, but I say at least it's for
at least you got something out for you guys, you know what I mean?
Man, it wasn't even my wallet, bruh. I'm still thinking about stuff now already, bruh. I'm basically a nobody, bruh. I have no identification, no nothing, a zondo thing. It's a zondo thing, bruh. Yeah. Personally, bruh, and the thing is, personally, because my license was in there. If I lost my bank card and whatnot, then that would have been right. A license can was pass as an ID. In some, like at the bank, if you don't have your call, like you just take your ID out and you give your license out and whatnot in that stage, bruh. But yours I lost everything, Kazi, and that's just your
bruh. What even happened? Because I remember you asking for your wallet and I gave it to you. And you pay for petrol?
So, when I went down, and then there was gone, sir. Yeah, and that thing, I told him that thing, I still went out in the morning to search the street. Me like an idiot, bruh. 12-hour period, you think your wallet is still on the street.
Bruh, you never know.
Come on now, bro.
Because you got there when it was dark, so.
And I asked the man, there's this other man that loved him about me, but like how can I say it, like, his mind, like, it's like he's in a forever state of humidity. Like, let me just say that rather. It's always a faded thing, but it's not like a faded thing, it's like the cassette, man, is a bit broken, isn't it? So the playback footage isn't there in that man's brain. You get what I'm saying? Yes, you see. You know what I'm saying? It's like you putting in a USB thing in the CD-ROM. It don't work. It don't work.
On the watch Blu-ray.
Chip games on the PlayStation but you're playing on an Xbox. It's not right, it's not creepy. You know what I'm saying? So it was such a thing, but I was like, nah, bro. Even asking this man, it would be like I'm speaking to myself. I'd answer my own questions like that. I said, nah, bro, wallet is gone, you can't do anything, bro. Even now, bro, looking at this coffee, bro, I'm thinking about my stomach from last night. It was a stink of a week, bro. It was a stink of a week, bro.
Night was this.
Nah, that was. How did you lose that game, bro?
Okay.
You know, I actually knew you were gonna bottle it.
Nah, I look in the beginning of the game, I thought, okay, maybe we're gonna bottle it because Leicester were drukking. At first, 20, they were drukking, bro. And they were making base saves and stuff. But then Mason Greenwood pulled something out of the hat and I thought,
Greenwood, like,
okay, nah, this is how
he's a dodge.
Because you know what happens? Every time you have to play a team, then like, especially away from home, then the home team presses, bruh, and they druk. The first 50 minutes, it's high intensity.
And the thing is like when you go there to, what is Leicester Stadium, the King Power Stadium.
It's
rocking the time, bruh.
Yeah, that stadium is shaking, man. And I think to myself, we're losing this game, bruh. Did we pull something out of
no way, then
I know we're gonna win the game, Sinjay. Because that always happens when we win 3-1 or 2-1 or 4-1.
Such a thing, but you must go down first.
You must, you see. And the thing is, we won a 20-29 game unbeaten. Sinjay away from home. But then they just went to shambles, man. With Maguire.
You scored first and then they retaliated.
We literally scored and then 5 minutes later they scored.
And then you scored again?
Nah, then they scored again. They scored from a corner, and then we were losing it, and Rashford came on.
Oh, Rashford, that's my life, bro. I'm telling the guys, when that man comes back, he's gonna shake the room.
But maybe that man is good, no? He just lost his nose so side, man. You can't read the line, like. But other than that, he's a lethal finisher.
It's like, you need to understand one thing, like, you just want to play Ronaldo off the left, but Marcus is off the left, but you want to play Marcus up top, but Ronaldo's also
No,
up top.
no.
But then Greenwood himself, he also must be on top, then he must be on the right as well. Then the man like Jadon Sancho,
exact man. I will be Sancho.
Who?
Sorry.
You have to go for us one.
I will be Sancho. I don't care. I don't care, man.
That's homegrown talent, that Rashford.
Rash is good, bro.
Nah, but the way we know what is a body.
But that man is
always finished, man, bro.
Always, man, bro.
You know the little thing is, the stuff of not playing international football, bro, it's working out for you.
It works with away. It works for most of the players, bro. That's why the teams when they come back, like Brentford, what drugging you always.
They should have beat us. I wanted us to lose. Do you know who I wanted to be on? I wanted Thiago Silva to be on, so that what was it, man? That French man, Mawu, to finish that man. As a man to left foot, man. So that's because I wanted that, bruh. But I guess somehow we ended up.
Bruh, it's Wendy, man. Wendy's just making base saves, bruh.
Nah, it's good, bruh. I was doubting I thought like black oak it doesn't cut like head and shit, bruh. But nah, it's alright.
Nah, man, it's good, man. We put it on the line. He saves, bruh. He saved you guys.
Nah, he did a move, so.
He saved your owns, man.
You know what else was like rocking this week? Chiefs, my man. Yo, bruh. Click on Donnie's playing like Leo, like Messi. When Felix makes me wake up, I check out the video.
But even me, I saw when the match, I saw what game was this? And I saw the highlights, I saw.
The passes that man is playing for me, no passes.
Yeah, and Capability is just there, finished.
Buzzing, bruh.
I thought, what is the Chiefs?
Chiefs, what is going on? And you know who's back? You know who's back in the mix? What's Steve Baxter?
Yeah,
he's back now.
Yeah, Steve Baxter.
He's back in the mix now, so which means that everything is starting to work out.
But even the beginning of the season, Chiefs were poor.
But the thing is, Kevin Hunt was in charge.
Nah, Steve Baxter came in the beginning of the season.
Really?
Yes, he was struggling in the beginning of the season with Chiefs.
Nah, he shook the room yesterday.
But against
Kevin Hunt.
Yeah, shame.
Everyone shake the room, and I enjoyed
they killed Chapelle,
I enjoyed that game, but you know what, no? There's something in it that I was watching a lot of pods yesterday, because I usually do that, man, on a Sunday. I watch pods and shit like that. So then, like I started to see, man, a lot of this. Did you watch the Dave Chapelle special?
Nah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Nah.
Do you not like watch comedy and
I do, but I know Dave Chapelle is and stuff. I've watched the Dave Chapelle show.
Oh,
but I haven't watched his latest thing that came on.
You see, you know, like I've been thinking about this guy since I didn't watch it off the basis of like people telling me to watch it. I've always watched comedy.
You know, a fan of the man.
Seen it. Like I've known the man from movies like Undercover Brother and that other movie. I don't know, the Stone movie or whatever it is that he made. Seen it. And like I've always watched comedy, man. Like one of my now I'm watching the Jamie Foxx show. I'm watching the Wayans brothers with Sean and Marlon and from White Chicks. Yeah, I watched that show. I watched the Bernie Mac show. Like all this Martin as well. I watched that. I'm watching a lot of those shows, man. Like just to watch them in order now on a chronological thing. You know what I'm saying? Chronological time and whatnot. Now I went back now. First I watched the close and I was like, yo, like Dave is a guy, like tasting the line, man. But like I had to think, man, like the term free speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone will say, you have a freedom to speak and say whatever it is about that. And for me, like watching that show, like what's the word now? Reiterated something in my head, I was like, yo, like, nah, this is like part of what he's saying is correct, but in terms of like obviously now I'm not going out to a film. I don't care about any of the bullshit. I do, but I don't. Like in terms of like bigger things to worry about to get back, I'm saying. So the man was just like touching on the alphabet community and whatnot. And like he's always done it, man. But like his thing was in Sticks and Stones he said when he was doing the Chapelle show and stuff like that, so we mentioned the word in one of his sketches, which is now offensive, like offensive and whatnot. And then they called him in to that, you know that thing, that board of commissions where they regulate what you can say and what you can put out. Oh, they called him in, they said, look, you can't say this word.
Yeah.
But then he was like, but when I'm out here saying the word like bigger and stuff like that, it's straight, but I can't say that. So it was like, to him it was like a double entendre, like it's
contradictory.
So he was like that, and like he was going back off that special. He was explaining like people are moving mad nowadays, man. There, and it's like there's no like we can act like everyone is equal, right? Like you know how everyone's like equality for all and things like that. But when you look at comics or people that just come out and like say it's like freedom of speech, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like comedy is now one of the most few or one of the last things that you can actually speak freely, man.
Yeah, not be judged for what you say.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a joke at the end of the day, most.
Exactly, you see what I'm saying? So then he was going on and that, and he went on about the baby thing, man.
What the baby said?
Oh, what the baby said, and he was like, okay, yeah, the baby was like a madness. Like that
I remember seeing something like that, like it was on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, but he spoke on that.
Oh, he was like
that situation.
He was like, that was cock, man. Actually, like, nah, I feel like that was too much, bro. That was too much. And then he was like, okay, yeah, he did that. But people forget, this man, he shot and killed someone.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's murder, bro.
Man.
Like, even though it was self-defense, you still have a body, bro. You get what I'm saying? You still have a body. So there's always on the thing of like, yo, like, you go on about a man saying things, about speaking, but you don't go on about him taking someone's life. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you was like, yo, are you seeing my logic? Are you seeing where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I saw that video.
And to me, that was like, it was just another one of those moments like, yo, like, Dave, like, he's actually making a valid point. And the thing is, people don't understand that man, no, he's not making fun. He takes two different things and tries to
coincide.
You get what I'm saying? Try to link them together. They must on the same line but different pages. You get what I'm saying? It's such a thing. So he was like, okay, now you know what? Let me give you another example. Then he went on and whatnot and all those things. Like Dave is Dave, bro. Like Dave will speak his mind and say all the shit what I've seen. And like that's comedy. You get what I'm saying? But the most important thing is that people don't read between the lines, bro. That is something else I noticed. Like people aren't reading between the lines because he went on about that, and then like everyone is so angry about that now, the community and the baby comparison. Everyone is so mad about that. But this in the last 20 minutes of the show, the man speaks about a friend he has that is a part of the community, the T's. Now, like he explained now about that. And he was like, yo, this was a friend of mine, she's a comic and whatnot. And like she really admired the man's work, even though the man was making jokes about all these different things. Like he was explaining, and then he said like, yeah, the one day he did a show, and when the show came out, when Sticks and Stones came out, the previous one before this one out, when that came out, the man got a lot of backlash, man, from the community and saying, yeah, you just want to do this, you hate us, and you transphobic and things like that. And the man was facing like, yo, I'm not transphobic, I'm jealous. When that did, I was like, what do you mean listen to this man? So it was like, so to me I was like, okay, now let me balance and see what this man is saying. And that man made a valid point. He was like, yo, like, I'm black. And us as black people, we've always been like pressed, bro. Like, this goes back so far, like slavery times, bro. Like these are times there's photos, no no one can leave the other side of the nah, it's not that. This is Stone Age times, bro. Full technology, no nothing. And he was explaining that from then to this day, nothing has really changed that much. But when you look at that movement, look how much progress you've made. You are basically ahead of us. It's not a comparison thing, but in reality, you are ahead of us. You get what I'm saying? And to me, that was like, yo, like, Dave, like,
he brought light to a alarming situation.
You see? And I was like, oh shit, like, Dave is actually, like, hitting something, man. And I've always listened to Dave, like, I don't just listen to comics, you just laugh. Like, those owns are actually clever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those owns speak, like, real shit. And I was like, yo, like I actually don't get, like a lot of people are pissed off about the special. Like I loved it, I'll be honest, because I'm a rational thinker myself. I don't think things from like I said to you, black and I don't see there's a more great area that I look into.
Big spectrum of colors.
More so an array of colors. And I just seen that, it was just like, yo, I thought about something else, man. You see lockdown times when that Tory thing happened.
Oh, with me.
So then,
Really?
nah, I didn't say anything. Was it made me think of that day when you were listening to Deceiving Eve? Oh, you sus! You believe? So now, like, I think he dropped Daystar.
Yeah,
He dropped Daystar, right?
after the whole thing happened.
So then, since the man didn't say anything on Instagram or
yeah, I didn't
anything,
post
like,
anything.
I wanted to listen to the music because like a lot of people were telling me like, oh, I was always gonna listen to the album, like let me be honest. But like people were like, yo, like he let go of a lot of things.
Yeah,
man.
he spoke a lot of, yeah.
So we penned it out and so I was like, yo, like, do you know what? I don't even lie to you. Take away the situation. This could have been one of the top albums of 2020. Like if I'm being honest with you, production things and content, bruh, like everything was perfect on that album and like quite frankly I liked it. I still listen to it now. Yeah. And so I posted the album cover on my story.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me something about this. Yeah.
You see? So then I was like, but I didn't bring it to light, man. You know what I'm saying? But now I want to bring it to light because now I watched the Dave Chapelle thing and whatnot. And now the thing don't cut. But I want to watch it time. So I wait. This person I was friends with, like, she hit me up and she was like, yo, like, why are you listening to this, man?
So I was like, post this, man.
So I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, nah, you don't respect this and you don't respect it. And you see me, I don't fight back. Like, if I can tell you angry, I won't feed into your anger. So I'll take it in as is and then I'll try to break down the situation. Because instead of playing the counter attack, I just want to build up the play.
Yeah. Keep the position with it.
Keep the position, make sure okay, go from the left back to the right.
Just to calm it down, bring down the tempo.
Yeah, because if Kevin have the ball, then I must find like a young Zhao. Natasha and Zhao play back to Ake. So I just want to try to do that. Simplify the play. Sitting there for myself, get everyone said, boom. So I just like, I asked her, yo, like you getting a bit angry and what. So I was like, yeah, explain to me why I can't hear his side of the story, man. She was like, no, he did it. So I was like, yeah, but that's what you think. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. Because in terms of the law, if you don't courtroom and the world is a different place. Yeah. It's about proving. Court is a proving ground. Yeah. You hear what I'm saying?
You're innocent or proven
guilty. Yeah, well, it's that type of thing. So I was like, okay, but like you know as much as I know. I thought she thought she knew the story.
Yeah, that's the thing. The whole situation was a lot of he say, she say, like it went back and forth for a long time, and there was this guy that made a YouTube video about what happened, and this person made a YouTube video what happened, and you know it was a lot of contradictions and conflicting ideas and opinions the whole situation, and we still don't know.
We still don't know what happened.
You know what I mean? And life just carried on. You know what I mean? Like life literally just carried on from that.
From that, you know what I'm saying? And like obviously now the man now obviously got the back end of it where he got like blacklisted. He still is hitting, but he got blacklisted because when he dropped Playboy wasn't advertised, but it still went number one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was such a thing.
Yeah.
So then at the same time, I was like, yo, now I'm speaking to this thing and I'm speaking. It was like, yo, like, okay, let me. So I put the scenario out for. So I was like, we are here in this country, in the courtrooms or in the tabloids or whatever, or the district attorney and whatnot. What they put out there is the man didn't actually get arrested for that. He didn't get arrested for that. What he got arrested for was gun possession charges. Not shooting. You see? So when I heard that, I was like, yo, like, we actually don't know what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there was, and a lot of people brought up that, I didn't shoot him, and then there was pictures of a foot that was
you see him, Phil.
Obviously, and the thing is, like, they also said, like, what didn't work in her favor was her keeping quiet in the beginning and not saying anything. And then, I don't know what happened, he spoke on it, and then she just came and she laid charges and whatever.
I think he came out after he got arrested.
Yeah.
We'll just hold on here. Stop this thing now already.
As long as it's not my you can see.
Oh yeah, no, it's easy.
Then
Right, you do it again? Yeah, you see. I guess I was still saying, man. Yeah, like that came out, man. So I was like, yo, man, just look at this thing from don't be biased and take
sides.
Look at it from a female side. And like she was adamant that like I'm on the man's side. So I was like, no, I'm on the side of what has come out.
Yeah.
My rational mind has made a decision where it's like I don't believe both of them. Both of them are lying. No one has to tell us the truth.
Yeah, no one has the real truth.
No one has to put it out there. So
and I just think it's you become way too invested, especially like literally in that situation itself. Look, any form of is not condoned at all. So
when us comebacks,
yeah,
that's that.
Whenever it's brought up, if a woman says it happened, then by all means everybody
should take into
consideration, and not even because like just take a side. But then it went back and forth too much, and we were invested in lies.
Because no one was
telling the truth, and we still don't know the truth. The man went to court twice only since the whole thing has happened. And she also haven't spoken on the matter. Even I just cancelled him and it's done. You know what I mean? And we still haven't gotten the truth. Like the month's cancelled, we still haven't gotten the truth if it happened or not. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. It's a sticky situation, especially when it comes to stuff like that. Especially in this
day and age. Now you feel like that. Like I think when you look at it from like a humanity perspective, like as if you look at it as a person, biologically, if I'm not now mistaken, biologically men are stronger than women, right? That's why now we have separate sports and whatnot and all those things. But now when you look at it in that situation, you will look, okay, now you know what? You are the bra, so out of the two of you, you are the most reckless because story does have a history.
Yeah, no.
So it's like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, so obviously your initial reaction is
from that.
Tori did it. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of like controversy related to his label and him wanting to go independent and stuff like that. So, like I said, bruh, we were way too invested in conspiracy and lies
instead of actually finding out yourself and whatnot.
You know,
like from that situation, so I explained that to her. So I was like, you actually just need to look at it for what it is right now. Don't now make preconceived conceptions of it, because like say, you saying that it, like, for you to imagine like what now, that's how I say to you, we can't just say things, we have to say allegedly. See that, because we don't know the full truth. And what does that come?
We don't know the truth, but it hasn't come out.
Do you know what that comes back to? Deformation of character. So now if Tory knew you on a personal thing and you said he did it, and then come court times he pass case, he can sue you for deformation of character.
Everybody.
That's cash money coming out. Get what I'm saying? So it was such a thing, so I was like, look, like, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you can't say what you're saying, but I just needed to hear your side of the story. I didn't say, oh wow, do it now. I just needed to hear. You get what I'm saying? I've been hearing the one side this whole time. Now
that's what's been
pumped into my face. You get what I'm saying? So then I just had to look at it from this side. You know what I'm saying? So I did that, and the girl was like, she said something that pissed me, bruh, like that pissed me off to the point where I was like, nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna fight. Reply. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know what? I think you the type of person where if like someone must walk into a police station and say they've been assaulted, you would tell them to get out. So I was like, yo, do you know me? I was like, nah, like it was like to the point. I was like, yo, like that's not even like funny, like that's just like a hit on my character. You get what I'm saying? So these times I'm like, yo,
that was nothing of you, bro.
I'm typing a moose paragraph article and then I go over it. Relax.
This most
delete the chat one time, I'm already. You know what I'm saying? And that now comes back to what Chapelle is saying, is like, yo, like, you can't, like, what the man was trying to bring out to the world is that you can't now expect black people to make fun of, to get made fun of, white people to be made fun of, colored people, Indians, Chinese. Then you fuck around and you like just like different cultures and whatnot, your own culture as well. Like, bruh, you can't scar everyone and then exclude that community. Because you're asking for equality, But then you flip the switch when bad things happen, then it's sort of like, now you want to be out of it. That's what the man was trying to say, is like, that's what I'm seeing as well, like the inconsistencies that people have to certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at that situation now with that girl, so I was like, yo, like even this thing with the Black Lives Matter thing, bro, like there was a lot of pressure, man, that people were putting on each other, and I understand why, like, yo, like, they just like killed my man, like, oh, that was mad. And bro, like, obviously I would never watch it. I've seen a video when people posted it and people watch it, but I swear on my mother's life, I will never watch that cut. I will watch someone get killed in a movie, but in real life, for me to go on my phone and see someone die on my phone, real things, not even on a bicycle thing, not even on a cinema thing.
On a bicycle.
No, but that's foolish business, bro.
Yeah, that's not do it.
So now, like, I was like, yo, like, I just put out the message there, because a lot of people was like, yo, like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing it? You black, you're supposed to be doing this. So I put the message out. So I was like, yo, I don't live on this bullshit, bro. I don't live on this bullshit.
On your phone.
Because if I didn't have my phone, you wouldn't be padding up my line like this. You wouldn't be fucking blowing me up like this. Get what I'm saying? Because now imagine, no, that thing that happened, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, when Facebook shut down and things like that.
Yeah, what's up?
Now imagine that happened. Imagine that happened during the times of the Black Lives Matter. And it happened for like 2 weeks, bro. Everyone would have to be where? On the streets, not on these bloody devices, bro. So how can you come at me like that? So I just put the post up, I was like, yo, like, stop pressuring us to speak on that, you don't want to speak on socially. Come to my yard, you want to chill us and we talk about it. Come to my yard. Get what I'm saying? You want to make a video, because I feel like this is a lot better for me. Get what I'm saying? Because this is a conversation. And this is where I'm most comfortable. This is where people contradict my thing, because like, you can take a piece of what I'm saying in this video, you put it out there, then I just tell people just watch the rest of the video. It will contradict everything you just said. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't acting, so I was like, yo, like, I put the post out, I was like, yo, let's do one thing, guys, like, let's actually respect one another. Stop forcing us to be activists, like, socially, man. You get what I'm saying? That for me personally, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
that's not my thing. Because I feel like when I wake up in the morning, you know, to me, if I open my phone, or whatever app it is, to escape from reality. Because when I go on the app, all I do is I'm just there to see what's going on, like what's going on. Just like, okay, who's buying who, what music drop, oh, who bought this, just basic things, but that's what I use my thing for. I don't use my thing to search for or to look at madnesses, bro. Madnesses I see with my own eyes. I'ma see it on my phone again. You can't be doubling up on me like that, bro. You can most tell I'm not alone in the midfield. I'm with you. So I can be coming from both angles. 2 players, 1 man. Come on.
2v1.
2v1.
Nah, it's a big point you're making, bro. It's a big point you're making. But I guess everyone has a different way of speaking on things. And I think the whole idea of...
No, and the thing is, here's one thing, people, sorry to cut you off. Why people don't understand is that, yo, like, there's different ways to deal with the shit.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's all different for everyone. That's what I was gonna try and say now. Because like, for you always, like you said, you always isn't going on a tangent and ranting and posting on social media about you know what I mean? Whereas other people, that it's like, as of late, it's been posting and going on and but look, to its benefit, it's making awareness, but like I saw
it is doing something.
I saw it as that way, like, you know. Like making people aware, a lot of people are still oblivious to what's happening around them and like you know what I mean? But it was just the point of making people feel guilty.
Yeah, I think it was that.
It was more that, you know what I mean? Like I had no problem with posting or seeing other people post, but like that thing of, oh, I see you viewing but not reposting.
You have one and they feel to accept what type of pressures is that?
Yeah.
That's like at school, no? That's like at school. Bruh, this reminds me so much of school. When we were at school, like if you would have an assembly now, they would want to separate them and they're like, bro, like obviously we're not gonna be defensive. Why? Like why are you pressing me like this? Don't do this thing. Even going to grade assembly, what? The man must sit in alphabetical order, class order. We're hearing the same information, man.
We're gonna be something like this or like that.
We're hearing the same things. things. We're gonna say the same damn thing, bruh. You're gonna say the same information. We're sitting outside, inside. You're saying the same thing, bruh. It's not just us that we're gonna. Everyone in this world is gonna hear what you're saying.
Exactly.
Even the worst thing is, it's not like you have no mic. The speakers are very keen.
It's loud.
Everything is coming from angles, bruh. Surround system. Then people think we're not gonna hear. That's why I feel like there was a lot of pushback, and that's what people didn't understand with that things like, don't tell me to do something I don't want to do. You wanna regardless of what it is, like
regardless of the situation or whatever you're talking about.
whatever, I'm fair to. You know what I'm saying?
Healthy,
because like say, it's like it's easy to post, but do I want to do it? Nah, bro, I'm not on my fucking page. I'm not trying to show all the badnesses in the world. I already see enough of that shit. I can't, bruh. I can't take it on socials, bruh. Like, bruh, even the audacity to post that, but like I know that video did, like it brought something to life, and that was a bright light. It was needed.
Yeah,
it was definitely needed. But in fair to, as a person who's, I don't have, obviously now. My mind, I'm on a Batman thing. Because you saw my trailer came out now. The Dark Knight. I'm telling you. I need me a Selena Kyle. Or Selena.
I always see that thing's gonna be mad. Yeah.
But I'm on now, my Batman thing. Like, my mind is I've seen a lot of things, so like I can compartmentalize my feelings and I know when to, control my emotions basically. But fit to you as a person who's emotional, as a person who has anxiety or any type of disorder, any triggers like that, like seeing something like that is gonna fuck your mind up. You get what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, or you like, it's good that you want to see like what the fuck is going on in the world, but my bro, that was someone's life. That for me, that was someone's life. So when you were triggered by such things, to you, if I see how you reacted to it, and I'm thinking, imagine I must put myself to what you're going through. I don't feel to. There's no ways. That's a mistake. That's a mistake and a half. Okay, I feel to ask what's going on. That shit was just bad, but in a way, like, I'm going on long with this Dave Chapelle thing, but like, it's just like, I feel like that's what I want to see as well, man. Like the consistencies and what. But yeah, you know what? The joke he made, I am so sorry if people find this wrong, but like it made me think, man. Like it made me laugh to the point it was like, yo, like that's actually kind of fun. He was speaking about Caitlyn Jenner. Okay. He was speaking about things. He was like, obviously now, from Bruce to Caitlyn, how the transition happened, right? Yeah. And then in the first year that Caitlyn Jenner was now Caitlyn Jenner, she won Woman of the Year.
Did you really know that?
Yes, bro.
Oh, that's it.
And so I was like, yo, that's guy. And the man went on and he said, look here, each and every one of you women here in the crowd, that she beat you. Yours, no. That's actually like. That's it. You see, it was like each and every one of you got beaten by someone in the first year.
That's it, bro.
So I was like, oh, like, dang, that's mad, you. That's actually mad. You know what I'm saying? And then like he still went on about the lady who wrote Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. Yeah. She got cancelled.
Tell me about that. Why did she get cancelled?
What happened was, I don't know what the. Let me search.
Let's actually search why she got cancelled.
Just search that things, bro. I don't know what the acronym is. But I must find it. Time is going away.
After tweeting support, let's see.
Read, my bro.
Check it out in version Backlash after tweeting support for transphobic researcher. Some corners of Twitter want the Harry Potter author cancelled after she stood up for a woman with a history of questioning the legitimacy of trans identities. Oh, egg. Harry Potter author, check it out, in trending on social media Thursday morning, because this was obviously in 2019. And not because she's coming out with a new book. The British author sparked a backlash after tweeting her support for a woman with a history of, obviously. Dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consisting adult who have you, Rowling wrote. Thursday in her first tweet since September. Live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real. Okay.
Explain that thing to you. So Dave Chapelle said they called her TERF. TERF is a exclusionary radical feminist. So a lot of shit.
Is she a TERF? J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling is a TERF.
Okay.
So when you go into that, there's that group of feminists that claim that trans women aren't actually women.
Okay.
As biological determinism is only
because of
a
science.
phallus when it is used against them. You get what I'm saying? So what that means, which is what Dave Chapelle was like alluding to, is that sex is sex. Like you can identify as whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm very supportive of that. Like quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what you are. If you were human, you were human. Whatever it is, we all have to respect each other as humans. There's human rights, there's human everything. If you have, how many? 46 chromosomes, 47, 46, 45, I don't know what you have. If you're in the 40 range, you apply to the human rights. Therefore, I will give you those things. I will abide by those things. You get what I'm saying? So in that aspect of sex, you can do whatever you want to be. But what she was saying is that, but we need to understand one thing. Gender is a fact. Male and female are a fact. So I was like, let me actually hear where Dave is going with this. So Dave says, everyone who's come into life on this planet has gone through a woman.
Okay.
A female, let me say.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You research that, that's fact. Only the female reproductive system can breed.
Yeah.
So which means that all these people, 7 billion people on this planet, have passed through a female. Not a woman, a female.
Sorry, female.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it was like, well, let's be honest, that is a fact. So what they was trying to actually like bring to light is that, she's just on the thing of like, yeah, you can be whatever you want to be, but except the reality of it is from a rational point of view and from a biological point of view and from a scientific point of view, all the ethicals that go with science, you know, the explanational or whatever it is, those things genetically code and everything, mRNA, DNA, whatever, everything in the blood that's coded, only one or the other can, which is what J.K. Rowling was not trying to say, speaking it from in that sense, in the literal sense, not in the commercial sense. You know what I'm saying? So that way, like people are like, nah, J.K., like we have to cancel you because you against us and this and that and that and that. And I'm not.
So she was speaking from a scientific point of view.
Yeah.
So yeah. But then what was she?
Because the thing is, people didn't. I don't think people are. That's the thing about speaking on those things. Like, bruh, I think on Twitter you only have like 5,000 characters. You won't type the whole thing there now.
Yeah.
But in a video form, which is what Dave does, you can explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now with that tweet, like, I think there was like a tad bit of misinterpretation of that.
Of what she
So
was
people,
trying to get across.
so people were getting to her and all that thing and that. So I way that's what happened. That's how she got cancelled. I know, like they were just getting to that point and all that things. And then he got to the end of his special where he now started explaining about his transgender woman friend.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how to say that the woman that was a man and then became friends.
Okay.
Then the man, I don't know how to put it, but I'm sorry.
I also.
So now, but you do.
I don't know, but I know what you mean.
Okay. So yeah, so like the man actually like became friends with this person. And now even making those jokes, that lady in the crowd, she didn't come up and say, hey, you are doing this. She was laughing because she's a comic herself. So she understands what wants. You get what I'm saying?
Freedom of speech must, as a community.
Yeah, bro. So, but at the end of the day, they know that except Chapelle's not like that because when she linked Chapelle backstage, she was like, Chapelle was like, yo, you actually got funny. And then that person I said I do comedy as well.
Okay.
You see, and then they became friends like that. So each time the man would go to the city, like he would hit her up and say, look here, come perform, and come open up. Curtain raiser thing, they were at low. Curtain raiser. You know what I'm saying? Come do that thing, come do that job here. And then yeah, boom, like it just became a relationship like that. Sticks and Stones dropped. Yeah, I think Dave like actually like that was like one of the best things I've ever watched. Like he killed it, bruh. I'm actually to you, there's no okay besides the Jamie Foxx and the Bernie Mac. And obviously, yeah, and the Kevin Hart sometimes like that is one of the most watched specials like I go to and whatnot. So excited like that. Like he was going in and then like he just explained like yo like this person I did a show when Sticks and Stones dropped. She came out to them and said, hey look, I'm paraphrasing now, this is not for playing.
What? Yeah.
She was like, yo like I know Dave, this is my friend, he's helped me a lot with my career, he's coached me and he's a big inspiration of mine.
Yeah.
These are jokes, you need to understand that in comedy like we have to go with every group because no one is special.
Yeah.
You can't, that's the thing, like no one can be excluded. Foolery is foolery, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, it's foolery. You know what I'm saying? So it was on that thing and then she was like, yeah, he comes from a good place and whatnot, and it's not to get at anyone and bra, people just kill the bra on Twitter, bra.
Kill her?
Not not
obviously,
but like dragged her through the mud and calling her disgrace for supporting the man cup. And like it got to a point where it was like exchanges, man, and her trying to explain herself and all those things, like how can you support him when you've been through the same things, and it's just like. And then the one day Dave did a show, obviously now after that Dave did a show and then she opened up for the man and then she had a 45-minute set. She had a stinker, bro. Dave Chapelle said like, yo, you had a stinker and whatnot. And like it was like just like one of those ones like the young giggles and whatnot. Did that and then she sat down here in the front row, you know what I'm saying? And she watched Dave Chapelle now because she opened. And then she watched Dave Chapelle and she's laughing and talking to them, and that's what I like about like comedians and like if people are sitting there like if someone shouts and then you answer like what? Oh yes, you interact with the crowd, you know what I'm saying? So then that happened and it sort of became like this huge fucking show where a black male was speaking to a transgender white. So you're hearing those things like it's so different from one another, bruh. You can be a male, but if you're black male, you're different to the white male. You know what I'm saying? You can be a woman, but a transgender woman is another thing. And you can be white and be a woman, but be white and transgender. That's different as well. So like when he brought it up to me, I was like, yo, there's so many differences and so many layers between these two people.
Yeah.
Two different cultures, two different identifications, two different lives.
Sociality,
So when he brought it to life and he said like it was one of the most beautiful things he ever done, because when she was answering the questions and whatever it is that came to mind, bruh, she had the whole crowd laughing from her responses. And Dave was like, yo, like people didn't laugh when you were standing there, but they laughing when you're speaking from the crowd. You get what I'm saying? So it was so like that story was so beautiful. And then come to find out, when they found out about that now, her speaking to Dave Chapelle about this guy, so they dragged her going through the mud on socials and newspapers and shit. And then 2 weeks later, she ended up like killing herself.
Really?
Yeah, but like it got so bad, like to the point it was like, nah, like it pissed Dave off. That's why he spoke about it, man. So it was just like, obviously it's not like, maybe she had her problems, like no one really knows what she went through. So she had her problems, but I feel like she got like that situation herself, like put her in a box and it just gave her that motivation. Like it just pushed her over to the edge, you get what I'm saying? So when that happened, like it was just like, and bruh, like no one batted an eye to something like that. No one batted an eye. Hear what I'm saying? Which comes back full circle to the point where you hurt someone's feelings or you hurt someone in the community's feelings, you get highlighted so badly, but when someone dies or when someone's life is lost, like no one is as remorseful.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
And like to me, like I know that, like I've watching that man's behavior. If that man is happy and he laughs and he laughs. When he's serious. When he's sad, he's sad. You see when he spoke that story and he dropped his head, could see like, nah, this did something to the man. Because we to like that lady defended him, and then she ended up losing her life over this.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Well,
that's a tough one, man. That is a tough one.
That was a sticky one.
That is a sticky one.
This man, like he really did something to me with that special drop. But I way like that, man. It's just like I've really enjoyed that, bro. Over the last few weeks, like watching over and like what people think about it, like it's good, bro. And to see a man like that, a man of that nature, like even the man was saying, explaining how the Chapelle show offered him 50 M's. 50 M's
down.
And he turned it down and walked away from that. So then he was like, you see when everyone said, yeah, we all going on the same, this is how we're going to support each other. Now everyone wants to say like, yeah, we all connected, we should be this, we should be tight, man. We all should be moving in one vehicle. So the man made an analogy to that, and then when one of us in the video one of us in the bus got threatened by the movement, and then someone had to like tell us to get off. And because we didn't want to do it, we just like got off, man. And so when you look behind him, no one got off with him. The bus just left. Which is why he says, look here, I don't give a flying fuck about whatever you say on these things and whatnot. People are not actually thinking. There's a minute amount of rational thinkers. We've been so like conditioned and exposed to all this crap. Like, bruh, like, you know, I don't know if you know that account, but there's an account where like, obviously now, God bless those people who pass away, but like that account that posts like people who died through certain things and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like there's that, I'm not saying the name, but obviously I love what they're doing, like bringing stories like afterlife, but it's just like you see that, and then Dave just like Chapelle was like one of the analogies he made. You see, there was a ship that went up to space and it blew up in front of everyone, like a live TV. It blew up, and everyone got sent home, and then you didn't hear any bad news for about 2, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or like a week, and then the next bunch of bad news comes out. Yeah. But here in this day and age, every 2 hours is bad news, bruh.
Yeah, the thing is, like when we were younger, we would, you know, you do that like statistics in math, and you would say the rate of people die, like what's it called there? Mortality rate and the birth and stuff, and there's people dying and being born every second of the day. And we can't document everybody dying. You know what I mean? So it's not to say that like you must disregard
anything that
people dying due to GBV, people dying due to, but it's like it happens so frequently, and the worst part is that the fact that it's happening so frequently,
and you don't know how many people are actually dying.
And the fact that we're seeing it every single day, we're gonna eventually become numb to it and not react. And that isn't what we want, because now it's gonna become a thing of we see it so much that
we get conditioned without another one.
Yeah, that's all it is. But there's no change. There's no putting a stop to it. You just continuously seeing it every single day. You know what I mean? And I think that, for me, that is the worst part of it, man. That so many people that are going to become numb to it, that they're not going to feel anything anymore. You know what I mean?
And like, I feel like it's going to come back to, away the safety issues, but it's going to be like a thing of, yo, like now we must be extra vigilant. We can't worry about this one thing because there's another fucked up thing going on. So you must be checking your peripherals, because if you didn't pass your license, which means that your observation thing was a bit off, the time was a bit delayed.
You don't can't drive K53.
See, you can't be doing those things. So like that's what it is for them. They now have to now look all the time. Like,
that's the worst part, bro.
You see, that is the madness. It is the madness, but it's just like that thing, man. It's like, let's be like, but some people, like I feel like, you know, Zuckerberg or someone or what, they must blow the satellite nonsense out, bro. We need a cleanse from this cup, bro.
Our cleanse was what just happened, the pandemic. That was supposedly our cleanse. That was the Earth's cleanse, sorry.
Oh, that
From
was
us.
to clean up the streets.
Yeah, that was to clean the environment, let us live another 50 years.
Just to add to the better.
Just to add a little bit of lifetime, got the easy charge. That was a charge up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Look,
yeah,
it was a charge up for the world. Look at what, means a
yeah, the rest is.
Oh, okay. Because there was something on the thing you want to make.
That's why I want to also work on the new transition thing.
Okay, alright.
But yeah, you were going to the pandemic reset of the world and all that. People pause, they will understand it.
And last year was a taste of a social media cleanse.
It was just a taste. And you see how mad people went for 6 bloody hours. 6 bloody hours,
and those 3 of the most popular
apps.
Not even apps, bruh. Like, it's part of your life.
Life, it is.
You wake up, the first thing you check is WhatsApp. First thing you check is Instagram.
But yeah, that's the thing that I'm trying to get to. Like say, if you wake up in the morning and you see, R.I.P. this person, I'm like, oh, that's how you start your day.
Yo.
Imagine starting your day like that, bruh. Reading someone else's group. Oh, bruh, like that would do my head.
Not nice.
So you just go into the shower to go whatever, or say you're brushing your teeth and you're checking your news or whatever. That's what I do. If I wake up in the morning, I check
news. You check your feed, bruh.
I don't feed. I check news.
Like, but I'm saying for us, like,
like normality
and watch stories and see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yourself, you know.
So really, like, but figure the first thing is open your, you see something boss. Now you go to school. Break time, open Instagram, see another thing.
Person, yeah.
Second break, see another thing. Afternoon, see another thing.
That's inescapable, bruh. You can't.
Before you sleep, see another thing. Next day, repeat the same process. Nah, gee, like I can't, bruh. I literally can't. But it's
just that, bruh. It's literally depressing.
That's why I like the clean thing, bruh. That thing should have been longer, man. It should have been longer, bruh.
For the cell phone. The apps.
Bruh, do you know I drafted you a beautiful email to send me the clips that day. Do you know that? Like I was, I'm not afraid to use any other thing, bruh. I would have SMS'd you, bruh. I would have sent you an email, bruh. I swear to you, my guy, I would have sent you all that things. And I would have called you landline.
And I was wondering, you must probably trying to get a hold of me, bruh. Now WhatsApp, someone.
Oh.
I was like, yo, what? Is it just me? Is it just me, man? What's going on, bruh? That's what you think Instagram see.
Same thing.
If people are going through the same thing, CJ. Wow, also, nothing's happening on these. That's yo, what's going on my phone? Then, one of the Owens, iMessage, man.
Oh,
you see,
Apple.
Yeah. And I was like, is your WhatsApp was tripping? I was like, okay, nah, it's not just me. So then that means Chuma can't get a hold of me, CJ, because he can't get a hold of anybody for that matter. But we are still thinking the videos through though, because I had to so I had to dial up.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Yeah, I'm thinking of it now, bro. Like, we just need that rest, yeah. Like even, like now the practice is, like what can I say now? Like in the morning, like I'll see my mom. It was first thing my mom do. I'm on Facebook. It's like
it's literally everybody, man. Like it's so.
Someone can ask you. Like you both have phones, bro. You both have phones, high quality phones. That person will still ask you, can I log on to Facebook on your phone?
On your phone, yeah.
Wow, I will feel it.
What's the difference?
I'm feel relax, man. Just buy yourself to but that person, that person is fixated on going on Facebook, bro. That person wants to be on Facebook. So it's like, nah, bro, don't rush it, bro. You can't get access, you can't get access.
But the thing is, like, I've literally been a victim to it myself. Like, I've been out and I've been like my phone thing. And I'm like, maybe come log into my account on your phone. Like, literally just to get an update. Like, people, including myself, have been so fixated on updates, bruh. That's why TikTok is so successful.
So popular because you refresh it all time.
TikTok doesn't stop. Like, there's no end. Like,
it's rocking.
Bruh, you can scroll.
Swipe.
Look, even with Instagram, literally this is how you know you are bad is when you scroll and Instagram tells you you've seen all the posts. That's how you know you've clocked Instagram, bro. Because you've literally went through all the posts in one day. That everyone is posted. You follow 1,000 people. You went through all the posts, bro.
But you've seen some nice things.
You see, but the difference between Instagram and TikTok don't tell you it's done. TikTok you keep scrolling, man. That's why it's so successful. And the thing is, like, our attention span has shrunk by
into that screen. You zoomed in, bro.
Your attention span has shrunk to like 15 seconds. That people won't watch a 1 minute video. People won't watch a 30-second video. TikTok is primarily 15 seconds. And it's done.
Next one.
You see? You know what's the mad thing? The person that put me on this was Kanye West, bro. He was telling,
Jesus!
How? Bro, he was saying like, you know, one of his interviews he was saying, games and stuff, like Angry Bird, was doing so popular, but it wasn't clicking with the female audience now. Because they're not fixated on games or anything like that. So,
but the girls must try young Subway surfers.
They need to.
Yo, young Swipey, so
so he was alluding to the fact that they made an app developers created Tinder, created Instagram,
Snapchat
for swipes. You literally the same thing you do with Angry Bird.
Yeah,
you do with Tinder.
Swipe.
You swipe left, swipe right.
No, that's what it's saying.
You see, so that's literally the motion, bruh. And he was like, he was saying like, you don't have your bitch. Instagram has your bitch. Tinder has your bitch because they don't show you the photos they're gonna post. They post. You see, so it's not obviously not literal, but the fact of the matter is that
it's the same motions.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like what is this thing? Ray Sherman or I don't know how you know. It's Swaley and Slim Jim, like you on the same beat, same song, but you have different like chords and whatnot. But it's the same flow, same frequency, same BPMs.
And he said that motion itself, or getting a like even, releases
endorphins. Endorphins.
Yeah, bruh. So that it's weird how social media has become a custom for our lives and for our. That's become a custom for validation. Man. It's become a custom for a reason why you wake up in the morning. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can only say that about music and content.
Like why you would be on social media?
Like yeah, that's like the most important thing. Like why I would be excited to wake up in the morning and
check the socials.
Cause like yo, like you know when I found out that when Jacob was dropping on my birthday, like that was one of the most like I didn't know.
See, if you didn't check the socials, you wouldn't have.
Like I wouldn't have known. Like I would have been shocked. I'm like oh shit, like I've been saying them on DMs, man. Like it's like the blessing, man. To give it blessing. You know what I'm saying? Boom, man, drop an album on my birthday. I was like yo, like that's dope. Like the stores actually like no, I love the man, bro. I love him, so it was like yo, like okay, like God, like thank you, bro, for like playing it through. Did they come back down to the ancestors? The ancestors is playing like Makalele wrong, and Kante wrong. They just play the ball through, but didn't they? Started to play, and it was such a great way to start my day off. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that sort of thing, bro. It's just like if I didn't look and see, oh shit, go drop the thing.
And you see, like that. That's the other thing, and that's the positive side to social media, or not actually the positive side. It's just another side to it. Is that if you're not on social media, you are so out of touch of reality.
But if you are inside, you are in too deep.
Yeah, you see, you get lost in the sauce.
You get lost in the sauce!
You simply get lost in the sauce, bro.
Instead of getting sauce, you're getting marinated. This thing is laying over your skin, man.
There's no balance, bro. There's no balance. That's the thing, like, you need balance when it comes to social media, especially because it can, take over your life.
It can mess the mind. Ooh, yeah, I hope this thing don't die, bro.
Oh, shit. Trying to charge you for the butcher.
Oh, yeah. Social media, mess, stop.